Hey guys, Christmas has arrived and so has our wonderful Mebo dinghy, Mebo12 dinghy. This is the start of the whole process of our trip down to Portchester Sailing Club, so we're very excited about it. We need this dinghy to get us out to the boat and back, and also the wonderful thing about the Mebo is it can be used for not only for motoring and rowing to get access to our yacht. We can use it for club sailing as well. So we've got the kit, the sailing, the mast kit, the sail kit is yet to be decided. So we're working on that. But here is the grand unboxing. So we're very delighted with this. So we're going to open this up and show you just how unbelievably complicated a small dinghy is. There's loads and loads of parts, and the only way to do it is to take a look. Oh, and the good thing about the cardboard is we're going to use it on the floor, because as you can see, this is in our sitting room, and we've got to make sure we don't have any epoxy on it. So I don't know if it's visible, but you can see the various parts. So we've got a bulkhead here, another bulkhead there, another bulkhead there, and then we've got some sheets of plywood for the whole panels below. Okay guys, this is one pack. There's actually another pack which we've yet to bring inside, which is incredibly heavy, so we've got a friend who's going to help us get it in, because we're very old and grey and can't do these things. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to show you what's actually in this one pack. It'll give you a good indication of what a CNC created kit looks like. But this one unfortunately has got a bit of a wobble on it. So I'm just going to cut these off with a Japanese saw, which gives us a very fine cut before we lift it and shift it onto the side, so we can show you the next panel. Right, okay, so I'm going to pull that off. We'll just drop that down over here, out of the way. Now, my able assistant is going to help us move the panel. Okay, so the next panel, again, if we have a look at it, so we lift it up, you can see we've got one of the rudder panels here. These two are, the rest are panels for the actual hull. So we'll lift and shift this, get it out the way. Okay, so this is the, again, more hull panels. We've got some doublers, and we also have some broken out, I think those are mast panels, but we won't worry about those will drop out. Right, so now we get to the 12mm, now we get to the 12mm sheet. Was it 9mm? It's actually the 9mm sheet, which is the one we're actually going to start working on, because it's got our connecting bulkhead 6A and 6B. We've got the transom. We also have some rudder components. Okay guys, so what we're going to do now is we're very limited on space. We've borrowed the dining room table. It's been pressed into service. Don't want to be in here for too long, but we've decided to do all the small components first, because obviously we only have this 8x4 sheet to actually make everything. Very fortunately, we've now got this lovely cardboard which we're going to put on the floor, which will prevent epoxy getting everywhere, etc., as we move into that phase. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the bulkheads. So we got bulkheads ranging from the transom, which is bulkhead 12, and then going up to the forward part of the boat, which is bulkhead, I can't remember what it is, but we'll take you through that in a minute. So what I want to do is I'm just going to take you through what would have happened if you had lofted this, and then than what you actually end up with in terms of once you've actually cut it out. It would look very similar to what we've got in the kit, but obviously with the CNC kit, it's all done for you. It's absolutely incredible. It saves days and days and days of cutting. So when you look at what I'm going to show you in a minute, just imagine actually having to measure it all out, draw it, and then have to cut each piece. It's days of work. So I'm going to take you through bulkhead by bulkhead, and I'd like you just to have a look at the amount of level of detail that you have to go through to build a boat of this size. It's only 12 foot big, but it's an engineered piece of kit. You've got very thin plywood, 4mm plywood, and they've engineered it. Klaus Metz has engineered it so that it's strong enough, we hope, to last for 10, 15, 20 years if you look after it. But it's also strong enough for you to stand on it, move about on it, sit out on it, etc. Right. What we're going to do now is one of the issues of having a kit like this is if you cut everything out, you're going to lose the bits that make up what obviously it makes up what's required for each bulkhead. So what we have to do is we've got to mark every single piece from this plan here and this list over here. So we've got what we're going to do is, just as an example, we're just going to do bulkhead 6A and 6B. So we highlight them here. Right, so 6A and 6B all highlighted. And if you just pan in on that, you'll notice that the numbers are, anything with the number 4 belongs to bulkhead 6A. Anything with the number 5 belongs to bulkhead 6B. So what we'll do is we're going to go in here, and that we'll highlight these little bits here. Those and those. There's some more 4s. These top bits are part of the bulkhead. Those are there. And that's generally how we're gonna work this through. Is that there's no point taking you guys through every single step of the way. But what we're going to do now is we're going to quickly mark up every single component for all the bulkheads for the whole boat, so we know what fits with what bulkhead. And it's very convenient because every single thing starts with the same number. So if it's bulkhead 6A, as I've said, it starts with the number 4 on this sheet. Right, so what we're going to do, Gillian and I just discussed this while just before I went for my revitalizing power nap. We decided instead of just cutting out the components we need now, we're going to cut everything out, and then we're going to use the residual for kindling for the fire, because it is the middle of winter, so we want to stay warm while we do the project. So we're going to whack this on time lapse. We're going to cut all these components out, and while I was napping, Gillian has very kindly marked every single piece on the board. So we'll bash on. We'll put it on time lapse, and we'll actually tell you how long it takes to cut the whole thing. So Gillian will put a time on it for us, and then I'm just going to use that again as an example of how easy having a kit is compared to actually lofting and drawing it all out yourself. Right, let's bash on. Okay, that has taken us 20 minutes to cut all those components out, which is amazing actually, because there's a huge amount of detail in what we've just cut. It's very easy. You need to be a little bit careful if you're overly enthusiastic with a jigsaw, because it can dip into the component. So don't rush it. Take it easy. I slowed down a bit at the end just to make sure that I didn't go into the components, because it's very difficult to clean up something you've already cut away. Now, if you have a look at this bulkhead drawing, it would take you, I reckon, if you had to loft the bulkhead drawing, probably an hour just to do this drawing onto a piece of plywood, 1 hour at least. And then probably, I don't know, 15 minutes on it to cut it out, tidy it up. I mean, we've obviously got to tidy up those components. So in 20 minutes, we've probably made so much progress on production through using the kit. Okay, so just for a bit of fun, we're going to go on to time lapse, chopping all these bits up into the kindling box for our firewood. And Jilly's going to get the vacuum out and just clean up all the sawdust so it doesn't go all over the place. So that's what we're going to be doing in a minute. So you'll see that underway.